Myles Garrett, take a look at this. You know, he's got the banged up shoulder, has been beat up since the car accident where he flipped his car speeding, and he's getting after it. You know, take a look at the squat there. That is a whole heck of a lot of weight. And if he's not 100%, imagine what he can do when he's 100%. All right, on the backside of this, the Bengals offensive line has given up 34 sacks, 89 pressures on the season. 34 sacks, 89 pressures on the season. Outside of Myles Garrett, 10 sacks, 27 pressures. No one on the Browns has more than 2.5 sacks and 9 pressures. So a lot of, pressure, if you will, on Myles Garrett to get it done again against Joe Burrow.
My back just hurts from watching Myles try to do this. Wow, my goodness. Wow. It's like putting a Buick up over his head. Yeah, so the last game that the Browns played against the Bengals, again, Halloween night, Browns got 5 sacks in that game. Since then, the Bengals have played 5 games and given up just 5 sacks. So they have improved, and that's not coincidentally when their fortunes really started to take off and get a lot better. They have found ways to protect Joe Burrow better. One of the ways that they've done that is that they have kept in tight ends and done a little bit more chipping, and that has worked. Now that they've tried that against Myles in the past, and he's made it, just render it useless, as Myles does. He's a fantastic football player. This is another week where they need somebody like the last time they played. Isaiah Thomas chipped in a sack. Taki got a sack. You saw Taven Bryan get a sack and a really nice other pressure. That's going to have to happen again. But the Bengals have shorn that up. They are getting the ball out a little bit quicker from Joe Burrow's hands as well. He is a guy that will hold the ball too long and does create some of his own pressure and own sacks. They seem to be doing a better job of making him more aware of that and getting that ball out a little bit quicker. They do not run the ball well. Who knows what's going on with Joe Mixon? Samaje Perine is not the same type of threat. I don't want to discount him, but if you can force them to throw, you can still get pressure on this team. But again, if you're counting on Myles to generate, over half of your pressures and get, 2/3 of your sacks, it's probably not a real strong game plan. It might work against Cincinnati, but this is not the same Cincinnati team that they saw, 5-6 weeks ago. This is a team that's playing really well right now and has shorn up their offensive line. I know that their season-long stats don't show it, but over the last month, they have been one of the better teams in they've allowed just 3.6 sack percentage over the last 3 weeks. That's 9th in the league. So they are getting better. So don't just assume that Myles Garrett and everybody else is going to have the same type of day that they did last time or last year when they beat the snot out of them too.